Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. I'm a little late with the broadcast this morning. Been having kind of a week, but here I am. I am playing Fallout this morning. In the middle of a game currently. What I'm doing, we have Spooky Scorch going on, and I am just gonna go hunting those. Get some plans. There's a couple of new. There's like I think like 8 or so new plans. Um, so I was a little disappointed. Coming back to the game, honestly, some of my favorite weapons appear to have been nerfed. Oh, there's a spooky scorch right there. They are like if you're not familiar with Fallout, when they do the spooky scorched, they have that noise. You hear that noise, and then they dress up in costumes, just like Halloween. Um, get the There's another one. They get those spooky treat bags, and they have goodies in them. Oh, there's another over here somewhere. Where are you? There you are. The caps I received were for the workshop. I'm not here for the workshop. I don't really do those unless it's like for a weekly or daily, and I haven't been doing weeklies and dailies because this season there's really nothing that I want. So I've been away from Fallout for a while. I tried to start a new character on one of my streams. I tried to do a new tune, but I couldn't get into it. Like I've done everything that there is in this game, and the only time I ever come back is when we have events like seasonal events and stuff. I typically like I used to before things kind of changed for me. I used to be really big on Halloween. I even have a spooky Halloween camp. And I usually would wait until the Halloween stuff came out in the Atomic Shop, and I would like, grind for any like new plans and stuff because I really wanted to make this really spooky, eerie Halloween camp. But things kind of shifted for me, and none of that really matters anymore. So um, yeah, I haven't dismantled it yet because I haven't like decided like what I'm gonna do. I could show you guys on the stream. I think I did a walkthrough before, but um, yeah, I haven't really been too keen on Halloween lately. We do have trick or treat going on. That's not gonna shift until 11. I'll be ending the stream by then. So I've just been having a really hard week. Definitely being attacked by the darkness, enemy, Satan, however you want to say, where you get those intrusive thoughts about yourself and um, the negative thoughts and feelings. And I've been like really, really under fire lately. So I've been struggling. I think the big thing is how I look at, like, I know I'm trying to get away from my past because that part of me wasn't who I was. That was just me being a people pleaser, me doing things because I thought that's what I needed to do to be liked, with the attention and validation and everything. And I figured that that's not what I wanted, it's not who I was. And I was miserable. I mean, I almost, like, several times that where I was suicidal, and it was like really a dark time for me, and so getting away from that was really healthy. And then when you start getting closer and closer with your faith and to Yeshua, to God, Jesus, you come under fire like a lot more because that's what they want. You know, they want you pulled away from what your faith. And I was getting closer and closer, and it's just there's one right there. I didn't give him a chance to stand up. There's another one though. Um, it's just it tries to get you away from, and it tries to pull you down with these thoughts. Oh, there's three here, and it's really hard. This one was dressed as a Viking. Looks like this one. That's the Bad Billy, I believe is what they call it. But yeah, I get like I said, I've been exhausted lately. I've been having dreams that have been just so strange and very telling. So I'm just a little tired. Um, and it's not physically tired. I'm just like my soul, my spirit is exhausted fighting all of these attacks. And it's leaving me like they know how to get to you, and it leaves you vulnerable if you're not careful, and if you give in to that, it can set you back. So I've been trying to hold strong, and it's definitely not easy. And I was like looking up verses for comfort, and Psalms 34:18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Matthew 11:28-30. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Isaiah 41:10. God will give us the strength that we lack to fight anxiety. John 16:33. Jesus reminds us here that he has overcome the world. And then Joshua 1:9. The Lord said to be strong and courageous and to not be frightened or dismayed. And in Isaiah 40:31, but those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. So I definitely try to go through these because it's like when you come under fire, and I'm sure a lot of people who are, well, when you get to this message, are feeling that right now. It just feels like the whole world is like coming at you, or I've been feeling the feeling of being forgotten because I had like so many friends. Like I used to talk to people every day, and people would be, happy to speak to me. And now it's just like when I came into my face, everyone's like turned their backs. And it left me feeling confused because it's like, what did I do? And like, I didn't do anything to anybody. Um, I gotta change my perk cards. But they're making me feel like that. And I'm just like so confused. I'm like, what's going on? Like, what did I do to deserve the treatment of being, left behind, forgotten, um, made to feel like I'm nothing to them, and um, and it's at a place where I've given them a lot of me, but the moment that I need uh, help, I need somebody to kind of lean on and be there. Those people who I thought would be are not there. And I think that's just the hard part to when you're coming back into your faith because you don't see them at that point in time. as like a toxic part of your life. But then when you come to your face, um, the I guess it's not like them showing you. It's like you're waking up um, to everything. Like you're aware. You're seeing life through a different lens. So you're able to pick up on that, and then they know because you're not the same person. I've had several people from my past try to message me and initiate conversation, and they try to talk to me like they would back then, and it was they didn't get what they wanted, and I was laughed at because they're like, "Oh, you're good now, and you're like quote unquote good girl now," um, and I just get laughed at for that, for wanting to better myself and to feed my soul, and um, then they try to make you feel like you did something wrong, that you changed so much, or you're a fraud. How could you ever be? How could you ever be something different when you used to be, doing all these things? And it's just been really difficult for me, especially this week. I'm not sure why. Um, I've been super clingy to hubby, and like my emotions have been um, heightened, and um, well, hello there, Scorch. And it makes, I guess I'm just more susceptible right now to those thoughts, and it's been a fight. Uh, it has been a fight. It looks like someone's been here, so I don't know how many I'll be able to get from Whaley Willards. It's been a fight, and I am exhausted. Uh, Very exhausted. I've been resting, and this weekend we slept in. Usually we don't sleep in too late, but this weekend there was like a point where I slept in until like 9 o'clock in the morning, and my hubby was like, "You must have been really tired." And at that time, I didn't go to bed until like 1 o'clock. I haven't been sleeping very well at night. Um, and then if I do go to bed at a normal hour, I'm up in the morning between 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. We usually get up at 4 anyway, but on the weekends it's different. We don't tend to get up as early, but I've been waking up like really early in the morning. And I think it was, I think it was Saturday. I think it was Saturday. I couldn't go to bed. Like I couldn't sleep, and I just felt this pull, like somebody like grabbing me, and like how like a kid would like yank on your clothes, like your shirt, to get your attention. Like I kind of felt that like inside, like my soul, my spirit, to go outside, and I was like, okay, there's supposed to be like meteor showers anyway, so I went ahead and I got my phone, and I bundled up because it was chilly. I went outside. It was like 10:30 at night. Hubby was in bed. He had been really tired, so he went to bed early. Um, and so it was 10:30. I bundled up, went outside, and I was like, okay, I'm out here. And I was like, okay, God, what do you want me out here for? What am I supposed to be listening for, um, or watching for? And I saw one shooting star. I sat in the back of the driveway for a little bit, and about an hour later, I moved up front, and I saw one shooting star, and then I just got this prompt, like, start recording. So I start recording, because I took a couple pictures of the moon. It was beautiful, as usual, and I started recording, and I got, at that point, I didn't see any of this. I was looking at, there's like a star that was like super active. It was like blinking. It looked kind of like Morse code. It was really peculiar, and I was just like looking at that star. I was like, "What is going on there? Why is that so like? Why is like the blinking star like erratic? So I was just like filming there, and I was hoping to get more shooting stars, and I didn't end up doing that. I kept hearing like weird noises, like I would hear like knocking, um, and I was the only one out there. It was really late at night, and our neighbors around us are elderly, so their lights off in the house, and there's nobody outside. It's just me, and I would just like I hear like a knock, two knocks, donk donk, and it was like really strange. And another one was three knocks, which really terrified me because I remember what three knocks meant. Three knocks, knock knock knock, right on the truck, because my father-in-law has two pickups. One was in front of me, one was behind me. One's a smaller Ford Ranger, the other one's a Ford F-150. So I was like in between the trucks. I was using the truck bed to like steady my phone, so that way it was like pretty still. So that really freaked me out. And then I heard a noise, and then I started to pan, and when I heard sirens, I was like, okay, there's sirens. I'm gonna turn over this way. My hubby likes to hear the sirens. He's like a fanatic with sirens. Mostly just like air raid or like tornado sirens, but I was like, I'm just gonna record it anyway. So I pan around and I point in the direction of the sirens, and I kept like getting this feeling that there's something like around me. And I zoom in on this pole because I was just trying to like fix my camera because it was, I don't know, it was like zooming in and out, and I was just trying to fix it. And I zoom in on a pole. It's not a light pole. This is just a telephone pole with no light on it. And at that point, and I didn't hear this when I was there, but this is when I was reviewing the footage. At that point, I hear what is like an animal, and it just sent shivers. And there's no animal around me. I did not hear this noise when I was out there. But then I remember the knocks. You know, when they say three knocks, that usually indicates that there's a demonic presence nearby. And I always get the like really uneasy, especially here in this town that I live. As soon as I like got here, things have not been normal for me. I get really uneasy, and it wasn't until recently that I started to understand that I was sensitive to energies. Like I don't know if I should be able. Should I say I'm able to give off energy where people can feel, and then I can sense. I'm definitely an empath. I'm a deep empath. I can feel what people are going through. I can feel like if someone's angry, I feel that anger, and then I can get a sense of what they're angry about. If there's like someone's lying to me, I can already know what they're lying about. Like I already know the truth. Like I can go into their mind and see what they're lying about. Hubby didn't realize this at first. This is why our beginning of a relationship was so rocky, is because he would lie constantly, and that's part of how he grew up. At one point, like I was having like a talk with him, and I was like, I'm trying to like better understand like what is it that you feel like the need to lie about? Like what happened when you were younger, to for you to develop that the truth isn't always the best thing to say, because it sounds like you got reprimanded in a negative way for telling the truth, and that's exactly what happened. He had an experience where he was being truthful, and that ended up, you know, harming him. And he's like, okay, now as a young child, that's when you're developing, so he thought it would be better to lie about, and then he just like it kind of developed. I see that with his siblings. Um, they constantly lie about things, and I am from how I was raised. Um, I was raised completely different, and lying to anybody is a big no-no. Is a big no-no. Uh, I learned that very early on. I would get punished. You know, we had consequences for our actions, and it just like we were definitely raised differently. No consequences for them, and they never got reprimanded. It seemed for lying. And for me, it was like if I didn't do what I was told, if I lied at all, I was punished, and it was like swift. It was rough. It was harsh. It was my consequence for my actions, and he never really had that ability to have consequences for his actions. He was too coddled. At one point in time, I was like really angry at my parents because I thought that they had done something. Like, I blamed them for a lot of the issues that I had as an adult, um, because I did go through periods of abuse, but it wasn't anything that they knew that they were doing. They didn't purposely do it. It was just subconsciously that they were doing this. I didn't know any better, so I couldn't call out. So I came to terms with that, and I was like, okay, I can't blame them. And I didn't take my past and make excuses to treat people differently, to treat people like crap. Um, I learned from everything. So I took what was negative and I turned it into something positive. And with him is that, he was raised so differently, and he never got that ability to take, he never had the ability to take that thought process. What the heck is this? Oh, I was like, what in the world? It looked like he's glowing. I think there's something up with the visuals, because with this, like, I've seen, I don't know. Um, I really don't know. So, um, yeah, he didn't really take the negative experiences and turn them positive. He didn't have that ability to do so because he hadn't, um, he didn't think that, like, he had it in him, I guess. He didn't have the strength and he didn't have the foresight. So, our first year of our relationship was, was me, of course, in my trauma. I was very easily I cannot talk. Manipulated. I was very easily manipulated. And now, while he did have feelings for me, he saw me as an easy target because of I was a people pleaser. That's just how I was raised. Part of my trauma is that I became a people pleaser. And I let people talk me into doing things that aren't necessarily good for me. Um, and I fell for him very hard. Like, I fell for him extremely hard. I've never had a boyfriend before. I've had crushes, but I've never had a partner. I've never had a boyfriend. I've never been touched, never been kissed. I mean, I've been touched, but not in a consensual manner, not in a loving manner, like with a partner. The touching part, I blocked that part out because it was against my will. So, um, so that part I don't really count. But yeah, so I hadn't been romantically involved with a guy before, and at this part in my life, I was thinking that I don't remember these being here. At that point in my life, I thought that I for sure was going to be alone because I was 32. Um, I had been put down so many times and beaten into the ground that I didn't see my self worth. So I put that in other people's hands. So it was really easy for him to get to me. And I had a really good job, the blue screen.